Halo, perkenalkan saya Fitri Aprilianti, pengajar di bidang ilmu manajemen di bawah naungan Sekolah Bisnis dan Manajemen Institut Teknologi Bandung. Pada kesempatan ini, saya akan memaparkan pernyataan diri dosen dalam unjuk kerja Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, khususnya dalam bidang pengajaran melalui mata kuliah yang saya ampu, yaitu perilaku pembelanja atau shopper behavior. Mata kuliah ini bertujuan untuk memahami apa yang mendorong keputusan pembelian individu yang sangat penting bagi profitabilitas bisnis dan kesejahteraan pribadi. Untuk memahami pembelian individu ini, kita perlu memahami proses psikologi dasar seperti memori, kebiasaan, identitas, preferensi, dan intuisi. Kita juga perlu memahami perilaku spesifik pada berbagai tahap dalam perjalanan seseorang berbelanja, mulai dari pencarian sebelum membeli, pertimbangan saat pembelian, hingga pengalaman setelah pembelian. Mata kuliah ini akan membahas semua konsep tersebut dengan mengacu pada riset akademik dan praktik industri. Dan mahasiswa akan ditantang untuk menganalisis apa yang dilakukan pembelanja dalam situasi nyata dalam berdasarkan kerangka kerja perilaku pembelanja, serta memanfaatkan pengetahuan tentang perilaku pembelanja untuk merancang strategi pemasaran yang efektif dan etis. Mata kuliah ini saya menetapkan 5 capaian pembelajaran utama yang akan menjadi panduan dalam proses belajar. Capaian pertama, mahasiswa diharapkan mampu memahami konsep perilaku pembelanja dan bagaimana konsep ini diaplikasikan dalam praktek bisnis nyata. Capaian kedua, mahasiswa akan belajar mengidentifikasi masalah pemasaran yang terjadi di dunia nyata dengan menggunakan pendekatan riset pasar sebagai dasar analisis. Capaian ketiga, mahasiswa diminta untuk menganalisis wawasan perilaku pembelanja berdasarkan data yang diperoleh dari riset pasar. Capaian keempat, dengan dasar pemahaman tersebut, mahasiswa akan menciptakan strategi pemasaran yang efektif, disusun berdasarkan kerangka pengambilan keputusan pembelanja. Dan pada akhirnya, untuk capaian kelima, mahasiswa akan menerapkan prinsip-prinsip etis dalam merancang strategi pemasarannya dan memastikan bahwa pendekatan yang digunakan tidak hanya efektif, tapi juga bertanggung jawab secara sosial. Mata kuliah ini dirancang untuk memberikan pemahaman menyeluruh mengenai perilaku pembelanja dari aspek individu hingga sosial serta aplikasinya dalam dunia nyata. Dengan beberapa materi pembelajaran utama seperti pembekalan apa itu shopper behavior, shopper as individual, mereka akan belajar tentang knowledge and learning dari shopper, attention and perception, needs and values, personality and attitude, social and group aspects, shopper experience and loyalty, neuromarketing, decision-making process, dan ethics and social responsibility. Untuk mendukung pemahaman yang komprehensif tentang perilaku pembelanja, saya akan menggunakan pendekatan pembelajaran yang beragam. Yang pertama, saya akan menyampaikan konsep teoritis melalui metode lecturing yang dikombinasikan dengan sesi tanya jawab agar tercipta interaksi dan pemahaman yang lebih baik dari mahasiswa. Untuk metode yang kedua, saya akan melakukan case study discussion. Mahasiswa akan diajak berdiskusi secara aktif melalui studi kasus nyata agar mereka dapat mengaitkan teori dengan praktik yang terjadi di lapangan. Metode yang ketiga yang saya gunakan adalah company visit untuk memperkaya pembelajaran agar mahasiswa mendapatkan wawasan langsung dari dunia profesional. Dan metode terakhir adalah consultation project, yaitu mahasiswa akan bekerja dalam kelompok untuk menyelesaikan proyek konsultasi. Ini akan menjadi kesempatan bagi mereka untuk menerapkan teori dalam penyelesaian masalah bisnis secara nyata. Dan untuk menilai pemahaman dan keterlibatan mahasiswa selama perkuliahan, saya menggunakan beberapa komponen penilaian. Pertama adalah tutorial class assignment sebesar 35%, yaitu sebagian besar penilaian berasal dari tugas-tugas yang dikerjakan selama sesi tutorial. Komponen penilaian kedua yaitu kuis sebesar 20%, yaitu mahasiswa akan mengikuti kuis-kuis singkat untuk menguji pemahaman terhadap konsep-konsep inti yang telah dipelajari dalam kelas. Kemudian komponen ketiga adalah final project, berupa laporan dan presentasi sebesar 35%, yang merupakan proyek akhir yang dilakukan secara berkelompok, dan mahasiswa akan mengerjakan laporan berbasis kasus dan akan mempresentasikannya. Ini untuk melatih kemampuan berpikir, kritis, analisa, kolaborasi, serta komunikasi dari mahasiswa. Dan komponen penilaian terakhir adalah partisipasi sebesar 10%. Dalam komponen ini, keaktifan mahasiswa dalam diskusi, tanya jawab maupun kontribusi selama kelas akan dinilai dan turut berkontribusi dalam nilai akhir. Dan diharapkan dengan struktur penilaian ini dapat mendorong mahasiswa untuk aktif, konsisten, dan mampu menerapkan pembelajaran secara aplikatif. Sekian dari saya. Terima kasih. Dan untuk selanjutnya akan masuk ke penilaian terkait proses pengajaran saya di mata kuliah ini. Terima kasih.
Hello guys, welcome in Shopper Behavior class with me Fitri Aprilianti from School of Business and Management, Institut Teknologi, Bandung. So today I will discuss about the introduction to shopper behavior. So who is a shopper? Actually, shopper is a person who go into the point of purchase, and this person will visit the store, and this person will tumbling through catalog and getting on internet in order to find and compare product and services that will deliver the benefit they are seeking. And how it is different with customer? Customer is a person who use and dispose the product during the consumption process. And another role that we have is a buyer. Does buyer have the same role with shopper and consumer? Actually, buyer is a person who make the transaction through purchase a product, and a person can have different role in case of purchasing. So a person can be a user, can be a shopper, can be an influencer, or can be a buyer, or even one person can have all of this role. So in shopper, nowadays we know several career as a professional shopper. This person will doing something that help the customer to get the products that have the best deal. So the personal shopper will help others to shop by giving advice and making suggestions. They are often employed by department store and boutiques. And the rationale to studying shopper behavior in this case to provide insight about the shopper that can accurately predict the future shopper behavior. So to support this business decision making, we need the insight from our shopper. So but the precaution is we don't need to rely into the previous behavior. So we need to predict based on the insight of the shopper in each time. So the previous data cannot be rely to predict the future shopper behavior, and we need to understand why people buy the product. That's the main point that we need to search. So why shopper buy product they didn't need? So many stimulus that shopper can get influence, like POP display, the screen play, store atmosphere, packaging, multiple items, services, and many things that can influence shopper in the point of purchase. So that's why many shopper buying the product they don't need. And there's some testimonial that consumer don't think how they feel, and they don't say what they think, and they don't do what they say. So it is very hard actually to identify the information from our shopper. So it is our job as marketer to dig up about this. And in shopper behavior, there are three kinds of plain purchase. So first is specifically plain purchase, that the item or the brand is already decided prior enter the store. And then we have the general plain purchase, that in this case of situation, we only decide the certain product category. We not decide what kind of product, what kind of brand, just the general product category that we want. And then we also have the substitute purchase, that in this case we switch from specifically or generally planned purchase into buying different products. So that's the planned purchase. And then beside planned purchase, we also experience the unplanned purchase. For the unplanned purchase, there are 4 categories. The pure impulse purchase, that we generally doing it impulsively, and then reminder impulse purchase, when we remember something that we need, but we don't plan it before, so directly we buy that kind of product. And then also there sometimes we do plan impulse purchase, that respond to a special incentive or discount item that shopper considered in the past. And then sometimes we do the suggestion impulse purchase, the impulse purchase, but the reason makes the shopper feel the purchase is their best option. So in shopper behavior, we also do the discretionary spending, because over 40% shopper spending in discretionary spending. This discretionary spending is shopping which is not based on need but based on want or desire. In this discretionary spending, we divide it into 4 kinds: extravagant, physical material, emotional buying, and practical or necessity-based buying. And actually, we also need to know the consumer motivation. And in this case, we divide it into 5 segments of discretionary shopper based on its motivation. First, bargain hunters, conflicted, impulsive, self-expressive, and careful indulgers. From this case, we can see that many of shopper buy based on the self-expressive. And in market, there are diversity of shoppers, so we can identify shopper diversity based on gender and sex, race, religion, age, place to live, social status, and so on. Example, based on gender and sex, we can divide it that sex is referred to a biological state, like male and female, and gender refers to sexual orientation, reflects a person's preference toward a certain behavior. It consists of masculine orientation, feminine orientation, and androgynous orientation. The example is like this. This is the androgyny. The balance between masculine and feminine situation. And in this case is the example of Japanese gyaru, androgynous style, Korean flower man. So also the sex have influence in sex roles. In sex role is kind of set of culture expectation about how men and women should act toward that or speak. Like in this case, there is some kind of sex type behavior that varies across culture. Like marketers tend to reinforce the cultural expectation regarding the correct way for gender to look and act. However, changing in traditional sex role has forced marketers to change the traditional assumption. In this case, like this cigarette. In many cases, cigarettes have tendency to be consumed by male. It's masculine, but nowadays, cigarette also can be feminine. Not only have the masculine image, because women also can be cool when they smoke. And also, sex type oriented consumption, it happened in toys. Like girls prefer to create relationship between character building, communication, and decorative spaces, but boy prefers to create conflict between characters and work toward a goal such as finishing a building. And nowadays, yeah, as you know, lipstick have stereotype is consumed by women. Yeah. Like this is the most advertising for this kind of product. But nowadays, the lipstick, cosmetic is also consumed by men. Yeah, nowadays changes. Yeah, they're shifting. Yeah. So we need to know, yeah, what kind of sex type shopper behavior. Like women have tendency that shopping is a pleasurable activity and a way to obtaining social interaction, and more likely to choose shopping site. And women also the main user of hair coloring and cosmetic products. And women more likely to spend time and interact with social networking site and engage in compensatory eating in responding to depression. However, men love to shop in a way of acquiring good and core. More likely to choose functional product rather than emotional aspect. They love entertainment side, the main user of tools and shopping products. Men also more likely to make web purchase, and men kind of consistent in their image of automobile. So in this case, after sex, age also can influence the buying decision. In this case, the age effect, the cohort effect can influence how people buy. Like the age cohort between the baby boomers and Gen Z, of course, will have different buying behavior. So besides sex, age, social class also influence how buying behavior develop in human. Different social class will have different kind of lifestyle, different kind of tendency to buy the products. So the privileged person, that the family with income higher than average in the social class, able to buy item beyond necessity. But the class average, that family with average income in their social class, able to buy the type of symbol expected for their status, like house, car, appropriate clothing. And the underprivileged person, this kind of person have income lower than average in their social class, so they kind of more conscious when they buying the product and services. So in this case, we have influence of social class that we call social class effect. In this case, we have two kind of influence. We call it trickle-down effect, that lower class competence begins in the upper classes, like the trend of luxury handbag, something like that. That's begin from the upper class to the lower class. And there also the status float, that the trend start from the lower and middle class, then spread to upward, like the streetwear nowadays. They start from the lower class. And then the demographic also helps to understand the consumer behavior. So the demographic can help to understand the current market demand for product explained in terms of personal characteristic. The demographic also can help you to make the segmentation and predict the future market. And the future trend for shopper is they will shift from purchase things to purchase experience. And nowadays, time is the new shopping currency. And we will face with the more educated shopper. So I think that's all for this introduction to shopper session. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.